hit it. Who knows what that's Put the microphones on so they can hear us fumbling. Is this working? Anybody? It's working on Twitch. I gotta run over to YouTube to see if it's working there.
Now, if I switch the scenes and then go back, boom, we're working. This is cool, dude. This is a cool setup, fucking around like this.
Yeah.
Creating your own, like, talk show scene or whatever, podcast scene. This is sweet.
Alright, gang. If you can hear us, hang on tight. We're fucking around to get ready. That's not
I'm not live yet. I'll go live when
I just got like a...
I need a cool font.
Yeah, dude. Thank you, bud. An hour and a half ago. Or a half hour ago. Yeah.
Your fucking life
Yeah,
when
dude.
you're streaming, you know?
Holy shit. Yeah.
Like, never hesitate to tell somebody.
I made a checklist and that did nothing. So at least you got your video. Thank God we recorded this on a few things, man. You got
It's
your
good.
copy.
Mine looks good.
Yeah. And like, we've got a few viewers. Thanks, Storky. God damn it. I'm an asshole. But we knew that. So for like an hour, however long this has been going, an hour and 48 minutes of silence. And me just putting on... Well, there are subtitles, though. We do have the subtitles, so that's helpful.
Yes! I wonder if my guy who popped in and said thank you for the subtitles, well, no, because he would have appreciated your subtitles as well. But some guy said, thank you so much for putting subtitles in your stream to make it more accessible to everybody.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit. Somebody appreciated that. You can't lose the mustache, dude.
Oh, I know.
Listen, I'm not going to fuck you. I'm not going to suck you, but the mustache is what turns me on about it all.
It does kind of make it work.
It's the bend. It's the bend, dude. It looks good.
Okay, now let's try. I gotta let my eyeliner here. So I like to use lip stain instead of lipstick because then you can still smoke and drink.
I am used to staining or painting woods, not skin. So what's the difference?
I don't know. It just lasts forever, and then it comes off with like. I'm a hillbilly girl, and so I go to like Big Lots, and if it's cheap, that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm shopping. So I just go buy some like cheapo wipies, and it comes off with that. But you can have a few beers with this, and it ain't gonna come off. If you fellers want to get all gussied up like me. Should I go in the other room and grab some hair? I do have a shirt I can put on. I might do that. I don't know about the hair. It's hot. That is the nice part about being a dude, is if I want, I can just throw a wig on and I can... That's the nice thing about the bald. But if it's just hot out, I can be like, man, I'm good. Like a black lady with confidence. I love those ladies at the bar. Though that may just be a military thing.
It probably is, because... Oh, fuck, I dropped a huge chronic nug, dude.
Yo.
I have been gifted. Listen. Generosity is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I've been gifted several chronic nugs lately. After people have discovered they just have been smoking roach weeds for 2 years.
Yeah, dude. It is
so
baffling. But I get it.
Well, I don't... Dude, once I've come to the realization that I've been probably smoking moldy old weed, and like I'm over the fact that it's been free. I'm over the fact that there's been such abundance. I miss the fresh, and the fresh is what it's all about, dude. Do not get yourself in a 2-year habit of smoking roach weed.
Unless
it's
you're in
not
college
good.
or something, that's fine.
Nope. You want your brain... Listen, I feel like the human body is much like the Starship Enterprise, which it has a finite amount of energy output in which it needs to allocate properly into all of these different categories, like life support, shields, weapons, the speed of the fucking ship. You know, like, it has a finite amount of energy.
Correct. Wait, what are we talking about?
The human body right now.
Oh, word. Yeah.
And how it is much like the Starship Enterprise.
Oh, yeah. It is. Well, and that's something, too, like a lot of people don't really understand about their bodies, is that it's made out of a bunch of different stuff. And so there's all kinds of different little systems. You can't just like, all right, I'm going to do this now. Like, you have to convince certain portions of your body to do things because they don't want to do that.
I feel as though the human body, in its most like primitive form, when the human being was created, they were like life spawned on the planet Earth, and an organism evolved into breathing air in a living. An organism evolved into absorbing water in living. And there's all these organisms that evolved to exist in certain ways that came together to form the human being. When, like, the heart itself was an original organism, the lungs, the liver, what it chooses to absorb to sustain itself.
Like early organisms, there is some thought that like early organisms were like somebody would swallow or conjoin with another organism, and they would just utilize one another's sort of, you're good at this, I'm good at that, let's just keep this going.
Yeah, and look at us now.
Hey, now.
Look at us now, baby.
Give me a sec. I'm going to put on a shirt to go with this, because I want to.
Come back to us, beautiful, babe. Come back to us when you're beautiful. More beautiful, babe. This sounds bad, but I feel like this collab should be called Laser Tranny. A Laser Tranny is a good collab name. For sure. But it don't really truly represent what the daddy's all about. It ain't about the trans. It's about the fluish, niddy-ish, nahingish. Let's take the rest of this scotch to the... It's actually a pretty healthy serving, but let's take a nice swallow of it to the dome piece. I should probably the handash to go to Yahanda, but the handash, it's 2:00 in the morning tonight, and it's just like a wild night tonight, and I love it so much.
We're there.
Steve. Ooh. Wow. You transformed.
Hey, babies.
Hey, do we still have that third? Do we still have a third stream in our mix here?
Yeah, let me check what we got. So YouTube is up. We finally have the sound on there. Thanks for joining, folks. We got a like on there. Hey now. And I have...
It's only you... No, it's only you and I in this Discord convo. I'm just trying to figure out how all this works.
Oh, and then somebody thank you on Twitch. Hook it up there. I'm retarded. Well, people don't like that word anymore.
No, fuck that, dude. Go ahead. Retarded. I feel like go ahead and use it. Because you know what? Some people are just straight up retarded.
That is true. And if we stick to the origin of the word...
dude. That's not mean, but it's like an umbrella term.
A retardando.
Like queer. It's like queer.
That one, I'm trying to get used to that one, because I'm like, I don't like it because it means strange.
That one wasn't that bad. I felt like that one's not that bad.
Well, I don't like that it means strange, but as I'm staring at this, like, I guess I could see how some people could see this as strange.
Hey, there's nothing... Yo, strange... just is strange because, and I think this is where a lot of people come from, is that nature defines the procreation of the human species by a very defined series of events, and that's a man fucking a woman and making a baby.
Correct.
And in the past, that means... But, like, a gay man with a penis could still fuck a lesbian and make a baby.
Yeah, or a bisexual person, or, like, any kind of mix it, like...
Sure.
There is no biological downside to this trigger, like, to this being in the system.
But the finality of the fact that a penis and a vagina make a baby is so real that it makes everything else strange. But that's okay. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like that's okay.
Well, it's all right for there to be a thing that, like, that we can go, like, all right, this is going to be the goalpost. And even if that's, like, because we know that, like, you can have sex and the baby shows up, but you can also have sex and a baby doesn't show up. You
For sure.
Like,
hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.
We know that most biological creatures are designed to stay alive and make more of themselves. So we do get that, like, reproduction is probably why that system started, and the fact that we enjoy it is just so that we reproduce more. But hey, it's fun. So what are you gonna do? Like, that's in there too.
What do you got there? Is that like dab oil for your vape rig? You filling up your vape right now?
My vape, because I have a nicotine problem.
Is that a vape?
Yeah.
What flavor?
Lava Flow by Naked.
Wow.
6 milligrams.
What does that taste like? Raspberries or strawberries or cherries? Something red.
It's supposed to have oranges and all kinds of. But honestly, like, they all kind of taste the same after the third or fourth hit. Ooh. Not very ladylike of me.
That's the bend, baby.
That's the bend. Yo, hey, thank you, Storky, for the, he's back. We got sound. Yeah, for those of you on YouTube who just got the sound, turns out your boy's a teaker. Oh. Well, no, not really. I don't know what the fuck I am. I don't care, really. Because that's another thing, too. Like, I never came out as anything because I didn't give a shit. Because, like, people would say, like, oh, I'm this, and they give you a big list of what it means or whatever. I'm like, well, that's not me. Moving on. Like, I've always wanted to be Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's been my goal. Don't know why. Couldn't tell you why. But, like...
Susan Sarandon.
Dude. That whole movie is so great.
I'd watch that tonight.
I saw that when I was 7, and so that was a bit formative.
I watched it as an older man.
Dude, it's
or a young man. So...
Okay, have we covered anything?
Hold on.
We start things, and then we move into
I think we've covered quite a lot, but I think we've failed to recognize that we are truly seeing Jenny tonight. The physical form of Jenny.
Yes. She's.
Does it feel like? Hey, here's the real deep, penetrating question: is that does it truly feel? Do you truly feel like Jenny right now when you're fucking dolled up and as sexy as a snail tonight?
So here's the thing with and I have to kind of be specific because dissociative identity disorder is clearly a pretty personal experience. And so it kind of happens a little bit differently in each person. So some people do transform a bit. Their personalities can be markedly different. Mine are kind of different. Everyone's kind of still me. And so when I'm like this, I don't know that I'm more her, but I have access to her more readily. I can access the things that she has stored away. And so it's basically me being my fuller self, me being more me than I was before. Because, I don't know, it's just much easier to jump into her or have her jump in. And I can see her, and like, it's interesting too, because I can kind of talk to her. And like, our relationship's interesting because she's probably her and Animal of the oldest personalities. And then I'm kind of behind them, actually, because I didn't develop until we had to start going to school and somebody had to like talk for us and all that shit. So really, Jenny's probably the older one. Jenny might be the real me if we want to like put timelines on things, but...
Well, let's talk about that for a second. How does it... Do you feel like an imposter?
That was
or is that the beauty? Is that the beauty of multiple personalities? Is that You don't ever feel like an imposter because you've always just been a certain version of you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess there's that. Like, it's kind of both at the same time. Like, I've never. I've always tried to not be myself. And hilariously, I just fuck that up so bad that I can't help but be myself. And so there's that kind of weird balance has always been there of like when I suppressed it, it would still show. And like, I don't know, I think I'm losing because a few people are jumping in, but like, it's calmer at times. Like it can still get a little distressing, but like, some of us are have more stage fright than others, or I don't know. That's interesting, dealing with everybody being different all at once. But like, no, there is more authenticity in this. I have more access to things. I can remember things a little bit more clearly. And it's also too like it's better that it's blended than because if I'm full, putting on some kind of get up and like I don't want anyone to be confused and think like, oh, there's a lady. But I also don't necessarily want them to be like, oh, there's a dude. Like I like to be in the middle. And I think that's kind of reflective of my sort of gender fluidity thing, my sort of like more non-binary kind of feeling. But it's a little bit because of the DID, or like the DID facilitates those in certain ways. And so I get to be, I get to push and pull, and it's kind of fun.
You'd experience the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So you might just be greedy.
I could definitely see myself becoming greedy. I could see that. But I don't know. I also kick myself in the ass enough that, like, I have a pretty good ability to check myself. Like, if I wanted to, I could start a cult or something. I don't really want to.
Well, the question is, could you check yourself before you wreck yourself?
I used to not be able to, and then now that I have access to the whole team for the most part, it's much easier to check oneself before wrecking oneself. I can go, all right, team meeting. What the fuck's going on here? Who's this? What's that? Who we doing?
Sorry, just bum rip.
Maybe I'll play my herbal tuba. We're gonna do a duet here.
Oh, you're gonna smoke weed? Whoa!
In my herbal trunk. We're just trying to make sure that we don't get any ad revenue from this. So I said fuck in the first like 3 seconds, and now we're smoking pot. So non-profit, yo.
You. I feel like bong rips are so easy to take too hard.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I was hoping there was more.
Always fucking take too hard of a bong rip.
It's all about the lung control. Ooh. It is interesting. Like we show up a little bit more when we write, or at least a few of us do, because there's like 3 compulsive writers, and so like if you've ever gotten a text message from me and it looks like 6 people wrote it, it's because they did. So I'm trying to get better at that. That is one thing I have not really aced just yet, is trying to figure out how to make my writing make sense to other people. Because it does come out all at once, and it's fucking crazy. Okay.
I'm trying to just let this bong rip saturate my entire spirit and soul right now. I took it so deep I coughed. I coughed so hard, dude.
Hell yeah.
I pack too much in these bowls every single fucking time.
Well, better to have too much than too little sometimes.
I'd rather fucking throw up from eating too much food. No, it's fucked up.
In related news, Okay, now to not rub all my makeup off on my bong. I do have a silicone bong, so it does clean pretty nicely. It is a crazy word, but like the alternative of water pipe is way too fucking cumbersome. Maybe I'll call it a Terrence.
Who's Terrence?
It's short enough. It's 2 syllables. A 1 syllable fun thing we can call bongs instead of bong. Although it is fun, because if you know somebody from like New York or Pennsylvania, you can make them say bong. Now, it passed me the bong. Can you hear me that bong? And you're like, hey, where'd you get those extra vowels from, bud? But we talk like assholes too. So.
Hey, is there a popular consensus out there that what is the easiest language? Maybe the fucking most progressive thing you can do in your whole life is start speaking another language. The easiest language.
I've learned Spanish, and it's fucking great. I'm not learning it very well. I have to, like, be talking to them and go, huh? ¿Qué? ¿Eso? ¿Qué? ¿Eso es? No. Lots of that. No, ¿por qué? No. And a lot of te amo, mi amor. Mm. Polish. John's trying to learn Polish. Polish looks difficult. It looks like they start with the Latin alphabet, then they're like, JK, it's actually a secret. It's like a trick version of Cyrillic.
I'm trying to learn like a musical language before I learn like a real like mouth language.
Russian's pretty aggressive. Bashli Bukat.
I'm trying to learn the saxophone before I learn Spanish.
Didn't you play the saxophone?
Yeah, I bet I could put one of my arms and just like rip with it. So good, but
at a minimum, you need a photograph of that. You probably just need to do it once so we can get a T-shirt of it, and that's probably sufficient.
Hey, those trading cards is a great idea. Listen. Let's get real here. I gotta go.
Go where?
Inside my house. My wife is still fucking talking some shit to me that like my child's awake, and he's awake again. Hey, maybe he had a gnarly day. Maybe he's grown. He is grown. He's grown real hard.
Growing pains are real, dude. I used to weep as I could feel my knees growing. It was the worst.
I feel like my parents explained growing pains to me. Hey, check this out. I'm going to enlarge myself because I feel like my parents explained growing pains to me in a way that made me comfortable with the experiencing of them. Because like it would hurt so bad, but like I knew I was just like, oh, yeah, it hurts. But I'm growing. I know I'm growing bigger and stronger and better, and like it's like that pain became pleasure.
I always thought it was nonsense when I was a little kid. I just thought it was the name of that dumb show, and then all of a sudden, I have stretch marks around my knees because I grew like 3 inches in like a month at one point or something fucking ridiculous.
Well, yeah, you just got to grow big sometime.
Fill out that Viking chest of mine.
It's funny. It's funny that within 20 years of being a human being, you're full grown.
Yeah.
But within 1 year of being, within 1 to 2 years of being like some kind of animal or creature on this earth, you're fully grown. But a human being, it takes about 20 years, dude. And honestly, I don't feel like I'm even fully grown yet, dude. I'm still metamorphosizing, transmogrifying myself into like the person I feel like I need to be forever.
Yeah, dude. Who knows if this is my final Pokemon form?
I ain't even 40 yet, but like, what number are you putting on your Like final form. You think you'll be in your final form at 40, or you maybe even 60, 65? Who knows?
I don't know, man. I'm always like, I imagine I'm a bit like if David Bowie fucked David Bowie, and so I'm just gonna become whatever the fuck I want. Like I have no attachment to be, because this is an interesting thing about the dissociative identity. I don't have an attachment to any of my identities. Like, it's also a bonus thing about being Buddhist is you can just let it go that much easier. Of like, hey, Nam-myo, Myoho Renge-kyo here. Hey now, don't worry about it. Just fucking be who you want to be. But like, yeah, because I can, in the military I was that person and still this person. Like, because that's the odd thing too, is like I can front more with one, but it's really always an additive process of like, I need 40% this, I need 20% that, let's mash it in there. And so that is why you do get some kind of consistency from me. It's why, like, most of us are pleasant and none of us are the Unabomber. But it's...
Hey, can I tell you this?
Hit it. Yeah.
Hold on.
Nostalgia's got the trick.
Nostalgia's the man, is he not?
Mm-hmm.
You know who he looks like? If he worked out, okay, if Aaron Nostalgia worked out and was a little taller, he would be Josh Hartnett. His muscular structure and his sexy little face and the nice brown hair he's got that grows in the way it does.
Handsome devil.
Hey, maybe he is even taller because I saw him like senior year. I feel like I've transmogrified my body so much since my senior year that, maybe he is as gorgeous as Josh Hartnett himself. But Aaron is an absolute sexual animal I've known since a small boy. Drinking monsters every day in the greenhouse. Do you remember it? Let's pull him out tonight. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta get out of here. My wife's yelling at me.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if we got any cogent points out. Like, it was just nice talking and have a good conversation.
It was fun, dude. It was fun as hell.
Yeah.
Look at this cool little
at a
format we
created. Like, it's an introduction to the topic. So if anybody's watching and has questions and, like, we covered it or didn't cover it, let us know. Uh-oh, there's the boy. But we're still learning. And so that's, yeah, definitely not experts here. But if you got questions, we'll try and do our best. We always do. I don't know. My assumption is that you're probably a badass if you're watching this.
That's Aaron. That's Karen. That's Aaron and Karen, dude.
Hoorah.
Steve. This is Steve. It's Aaron and Karen right now in the chat.
Yes.
Let me see, let me see that laser daddy snake. And let me see that fuck. Here's the money grab.
I gotta check my chat. I got people jumping in on my stuff.
Steve, look to your right.
Looking to my right.
Hey, what up?
Or you're right.
What ups? No, you're right. It's fine. Hey, what up? Do you see me?
No, I see my closet.
Check out my stream and watch yourself staring at myself, and watch myself staring at yourself. Now, but look at me now.
I have it on 3. I don't have a panic attack.
I welcome to the virtual world, dude. Created right here in front of me in my eyes.
Cyber party.
Check it out. I'm going to take a video. And it's the me taking a video of is going to be live. Watch this.
So fun.
Film this blade. Hold on.
Yeah, Sierra, thanks for jumping in. I apologize that we're cutting it. We've been here messing around. I spent an hour and a half on the YouTube side of things and the Twitch side of things with no audio. So you lucked out. Even though you missed it, you got sound. So, hey, look on the silver lining of things. Yeah, this is my weird sort of coming out show, I guess. We never addressed the...
It's a party, baby.
Yeah, we never addressed it on my... The main show is on YouTube.
I failed on hyping it up.
The
But I
School
feel
of
like it's
Leadership and
perfect.
Madness. Yeah, dude, this is fine for it. Like, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be more than it is. Like, that's kind of most of my point in most cases. It's like, it's already badass. Like, I don't need to fucking.
I want to show you something.
What do you got to show me, bud?
Watch this, dude.
Get it.
I'm gonna fucking let myself up on this. Wow. I hope I know everyone's asleep upstairs. I'm not really worried about getting back up there. But my kid did wake up and have a wild night tonight, and I did just retreat back down here. But I'm so glad I did. I think the timing was just fine.
Yeah.
Check this out, dude. You ready? Hold on.
Oh, what is this? Are we doing magic?
Yep, definitely. Fuck yes.
Yes.
Hold on. This thing needs a new battery, though. But I don't know if it'll replace that easily. But watch this shit. It's not enough to get the fucking thing going. It's moving. Hold on, it's moving. Boosh,
Proceed.
boosh.
Yes.
No. It's not moving. It twists. It twists largely and wildly.
Ah, I see.
And it looks so dope, but look at this still. Looks fucking sick, right?
I mean, yeah.
Shut off, dude.
It's pretty baller. Maybe we'll have to get Mike Freeze to fix the motor on that.
Yes.
Over at Freeze Machines, check him out on Instagram. He repairs all kinds of great shit.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Let's put him tonight. Let's put him out there in real time. Let's hear I gotta get a Freeze Machine logo to put on my stream.
I like that
idea.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? Like, watch this. Let's fucking...
Here it comes, the evolution. Because here's the other thing, too, gang. Because, like, the Deployed for Detroit School of Leadership and Madness is there to help you decide as to whether or not you want to do terrible things to yourself. And other things, too. But it's just us getting over the fact that we were in a war and it didn't go well. But now Laser and I, too, have been discussing working on creating an empire. Becoming Khans of sort. I think we could conquer the world if we felt so inclined and put a little bit of effort into it. And then do fun stuff with it. I think.
I think, like, taking over the world or becoming the new world emperor would be sick as hell, dude. But, like, not saying that it could be me or it would be me or that it might be me and that probably actually will be me. Because I will have an indestructible sword.
Yeah.
B, optical eyeball that allows me to see not only great distances in absolutely complete and total detail, but also to be able to create ocular blasts of laser hot red heat that would disintegrate whoever it touches.
How do we not have this as... See, we've been lacking leadership in this country for so long. And this is the kind of leadership we need.
Billionaires, dude, that wants to just put a bill into an eyeball. Like, put a bill into my eye and put another bill into my hands.
I think we're going to have to convince Elon Musk to do it. Because he's probably... Not that he's the best for it. Like, there's probably better. But he's the most reckless and has the most access to cash. So, we can talk him into it. I would think.
If you're willing to create a fucking flamethrower...
In the eye?
He's probably trying to create a lightsaber. He's probably trying to create a lightsaber, but...
There's that Canadian kid who's doing it. The
hey, you know, don't worry about a lightsaber. Hey, don't worry about a lightsaber. Just create an indestructible blade. The serpent steel, you know, like, shush. Even dude, I didn't even mean to say this. I didn't even mean to think about this with the Mandalorian. His only defense against the lightsaber is indestructible steel. Yes. The best god. Clang. A Wolverine.
Yes, sir.
He's so fucking immortal and powerful and strong because, yes, he does have a healing factor, but yes, he also, secondly, has an adamantium skeleton, which allows his entire being to support more energy being suppressed upon its physical self in the form of, like, workouts. Like, imagine a normal human being who can only squat 500 pounds until its whole body breaks, but, like, fucking Wolverine's muscles heal so fast and his adamantium skeleton can support so much weight that he could probably fucking easily squat 1,000, maybe 2,000 pounds because he's got no limits but his own physical imagination.
So he could win against a lightsaber then.
Well, I'm just talking about the concept of indestructible steel.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's talk about your favorite hero who wields steel iconically. You know what I'm
saying? Probably Captain America.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah. I always like Steve Rogers. One, because he's one of the few famous Steves that's cool. Because, like, Steve McQueen, awesome. I think that's who I was named after. But then there was, like, Steve Gutenberg and Steven Seagal and all these other, like, ooh, really? That's who I'm... And then the joke was always like, well, it's not Adam and Eve, or it's not Adam and Steve. Like, no, it's not. It's Val and Steve. Hey, now. It is what it is. But, like, I always didn't like it. And then, sorry, I blacked out. Now I like it. What are we talking about? Hey, now. Group time.
Oh, fuck, I got it back. I got it back somehow on accident. I was fully maximized on myself staring at my gorgeous body this whole time, dude.
Yeah.
With his 6 sword, my cool headband and shit.
Vibranium. True. Vibranium is not steel. So if we're going to be technical,
well, it's metal.
Steel.
Metal. Your favorite metal, like, you know, like, I don't set, like, you know what? Fucking Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah.
You're gorgeous, first of all. You're beautiful, babe. But I don't discriminate minerals. Just like I don't discriminate people. It's all metal.
Okay.
You know, it's not stone. It's not wood. It's all metal, dude. Copper, bronze, gold, silver, steel, adamantium, elementium, dude. Carbonium, carbanium, vibranium, dude. All those mineral compositions, it's all metal to me, babe. Heavy metal.
There's a cool one. I'm trying to get it so I make sure I pronounce it right.
It's carbonium?
I'm trying to remember if his first name is Mohinzo or not. But Musashi is this samurai philosopher. I'm trying to pull him up so I can be accurate when I talk about him.
I played a game called Brave Fencer Musashi one time in my life.
Miyamoto Musashi
slang.
Was a swordsman. He's a badass writer, though. And he wrote some really good stuff. But the Book of Five Rings is awesome. Check that out, because I don't want to go too far into that, but it's the shit. But that's a samurai, and he has steel.
I like the invention of steel so much.
Oh shit! It is Adam and Steve. Man, I'm stoned and dyslexic, and you know that's.
Hey, listen. Adam and Eve may have created the physical world. But who's to say that Adam and Steve aren't the persons to truly create the virtual world?
Yeah.
Tonight, baby.
It needs 2 days.
Look at me, Steven. Wrong way. Look at yes. The other way. Look to your right and be like, oh, I see you.
Oh.
Yes. Now we're staring at each other.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Stephen.
It's the opposite on my screen. Oh, I see it. Oh, hey, look at that.
Let
me get my angles right. This is a little...
Angles. Virtual angles, dude.
This is better.
Twang.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, hey. This is us talking now. So, I don't talk like that. Was another one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gay because I don't talk like those fellers on TV. Then it took me a while to like. I wonder if them other fellers on TV who say fellers. I wonder if they're into, little doing it on the Duck Dynasty with some dudes, getting some Duck Dude Dynasty, diddle dang, bing bong bong, bada beep pop pop.
Yeah, let me handash, but
Not saying they do, just saying hey now.
Hey, let's talk about the real hot topic tonight. Let me listen, Steve.
We're here. Hey, yeah, we're
Steve.
herding cats.
Jenny, baby. Steve, tell me, how do we get Garrett's mic working?
I think
Let's
he
talk about the real question tonight.
Need a power
before I go to sleep
kind of input thing. So I have so these kind of microphones require juice, and if his power supply isn't strong enough on his computer, it may not give it enough juice. So we may need to get him a thing, like an intermediary thing for it to plug into, and we can track those down.
Check this out.
Checking.
Have you plugged that microphone into his computer your goddamn self?
No, I haven't. I haven't been over there to do it.
Yo, I promise you. Look at me. Look at me tonight.
Looking.
Look at you.
I know. Good looking.
Look at me. Look at you, baby.
Hey, good looking.
I look how motherfucking good we look tonight. I bet if I went over to Garrett's house and I plugged that microphone into his computer, that I'd probably be pulling it out of a brand new box because he couldn't bear to open it. Because he probably couldn't bear to accept the generosity of that sick gift. But once he does, his whole life is going to change.
Yeah, dude. He could buy me something cool.
He could buy you like a fucking knife that looks cool and is used as a novelty to open several boxes before it breaks, but it was so fucking sick.
I'll have him cold forge me a cast iron butt plug.
No, not even. Yeah. With a little pin inside of it, if you release it, a spring-loaded thing pops out of a hole and just shreds.
No.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I just fucking thought of a nasty.
Oh, you're going to use it like a weapon. See? Dude, you're probably not gay. I'm like, no, why is it doing those extra things? It just needs to fit.
You know what? Well, hey, maybe, you know what? There's these ladies out there that I've seen on the internet that just like to get their walls just fucking ripped and shredded.
Dude, that was see, that's another thing too. The internet and media, you go looking for some stuff and you're like, that looks like a I worked in the mortuary in the military, and I've seen less graphic stuff than what's in some of these pornographies.
It's nasty, baby. Hey, that's why I want to be like this. I want to be like, here's lazy, maybe as a fucking absolute and complete and total internet sensation, complete and total icon, I'll adopt my first hashtag. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll have several throughout my entire career. Their time in the light.
They are such an investment.
All right, but my first hashtag is, I'll be like this, hashtag normalize normal sex. Because you could,
on the
gotta touch nobody's butt, dude. Yeah, it's a nice position, dude.
As much fun as it is to do the crazy stuff. Here's another thing, too, that I think that, maybe some of us, non-binary types and trans types, an interesting thing that we may not recognize is that we also start to establish the binary by defining what the non-binary is. like, so an interesting comic book reference is if you go into like Earth X and that whole series, it's a really great deconstruction of what everything's about. But they go through this bit where why Magneto calls his group the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And he called his group the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants so that Professor X would then have to say, well, fuck, now I have to be the good guy. Because Professor X was just Magneto's enemy. It wasn't that he was the good guy. And so, because he was fighting Magneto, and Magneto says, fine, I'm going to be the villain, he forced Charles's hand to be the good guy. What were we talking about? I started thinking about that book. It's such a good book. It's related to what we're talking about.
What book?
Earth X. It's a comic book series. But how does it... Somebody please... Does anybody remember what the hell what that was related to?
Let's just tell you that Karen's still up.
Defining things. So, like, the non-binary types, because if I say, like, oh, this is what this means, then as a response, somebody may have to then say, oh, well, then, because I'm not that, then I have to do this. And, like, I think that's a difficult, weird kind of position to be in, because it's not, like, I don't give a shit. It's not my, just do what you want to do. I hope you dress weirder tomorrow. But I can kind of see that being an interesting position, because we're responding to one another in a lot of ways, at least in, like, the expression side of things. And, like, there's some sort of natural expression that pops out, but there's a lot of expression that's just a response to, like, oh, this makes me feel this way, but, like, this is all because this is what's doing it based on what kind of material and logistics I have based in my local economy.
Of your physical being, right?
Right. This is all just the localized, nearest version of...
Like, localized... It's like, I like to think... Listen, can I take it? Can I take it for a second?
Do so.
I like to, tonight... it was wild storm clouds over Waterford tonight, right?
Yes.
But minimal rain, minimal downfall. It was nothing but a sprinkle. But they were dark, dude, and it loomed over us for hours, dude. I was at an outside soccer practice at the yard for my kids, and I was with Micah, dude. NyQuest podcast, dude.
Woo-hoo.
Listen to it.
Check it out. Your favorite podcast provider.
I know, only fucking Podbean, which is an issue I got to talk to about. Micah is like, put it on Spotify, dude. Why not?
I don't know where the YouTube stream, I set it up to automatically go to a bunch of podcast servers. I haven't checked it.
Fuck, dude.
Safety first.
Drop the blade.
Okay, we started with 10 fingers.
It started so much more chaos than I ever thought it would tonight.
Let's look at all 10. We're good?
I have almost cut a finger off.
Yeah, dude.
One time.
It's part NCO,
with
part den mother. What the fuck? Scary shit. Ooh. It'd be cool if all of a sudden a ghost popped up from behind there. There's like a little girl in your attic. Oh, shit.
Do you see the back of my basement?
Mm-hmm.
This is fun for me. I'm having so much fun right now.
Hell yeah,
just being so high, chatting with Stevie baby.
Dude, this is the best way to do it. Like, surprise but not surprise. Because anybody who's, like, known me in my real life knows that I'm kind of... This isn't a surprise, unless you weren't paying attention. But, like, I don't blame you for that either, because, like, who the fuck am I for you to be like, oh, what's he up to? You know, if we bump into each other, we do.
But why not just put it out there into the atmosphere?
Yeah, well, because that's the other thing, too, is, like, so here's an interesting surprise secret. So you saw this part. I was in the Air Force for a bit. That was fun. But I've been in the Civil Air Patrol for like ever. And now I'm a assistant diversity officer, I think is like the official. But I'm, a diversity officer for the Air Force's auxiliary, which is, it's auxiliary when it's doing missions. And that's an interesting thing. So it's this volunteer group that works for the Air Force sometimes, and a huge portion of it is training kids and training them how to like join the military one day, which is creepy in hindsight because like it's a little bit like the Agogi, but we're kind of nice and we're polite, and I'm there, so it's not that fucking nutty. But yeah, I wanted to let some of these kids know too that like I'm in 3 Air Force Halls of Fame. They're not big ones, they're not important. Like, but do you know anybody in the Baseball Hall of Fame? Like their name? So like, it's an interesting thing. It's like an interesting footnote of like, I've done whatever the fuck I've want. I've accomplished whatever I've want. I've been scary. I've been sweet. I've been anything. Like there is no limitation to who I am. And like that's why I came out, because I get so bummed out when people think they can't. And I'm like, who the fuck told you? Well, that guy. Well, fuck that person. Well, don't. But like, yeah, I get so frustrated. And so that's the only reason I decided to be like this kind of public with it, of just like, especially too, because like during the pandemic stuff, there'd be these dudes, and there'd be women too, who'd say, "Oh, you know, wearing a mask makes you girly," or "I don't know, wearing a mask makes me gay," blah blah blah. Like, fuck you, you fucking Nancy. Like, I was so bummed out by those idiots.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna not try to interject or even fucking impress you with my truth. But I did think whoever did wear a mask was a pussy. But I also wore a mask because like I knew that fucking Neiman's would kick me out if I didn't put one on.
Right.
Or like I'm just like, whatever, I'll put one on my fucking face. But do I think I'm gonna get corona? And if I do, or do I think I'm gonna die of it? I don't fucking care, dude. I just don't want to fucking ever not live as a human creature that just is like completely and totally dominant on the fucking face of it's like Earth, you know?
I was trained in
it sucked, but I did it.
Biological and chemical warfare just enough to know that it just put the mask on.
Like, I did that. Slang. But now that people are saying that I don't have to, I'm like definitely fucking loving it, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not messing.
The thing is, it's operational risk management. It's nothing. It's not that you're afraid of it. It's like, if it's hot, bring shorts. If you're going to the beach, bring a towel. Like, if there's bullets, have a vest. Do what you can. Like, you don't have to. Oh, well, this isn't going to prevent it 100%, because fucking nothing will, jack off. Like, it's a matter of, like, the more you can mitigate, the more risk you can actually participate in. And that's the whole thing, is, like, if people actually took the mitigation steps, they could participate in much more risky behavior. And so the lockdown could have been shorter and all that bullshit, had people just done what they were supposed to. And it wasn't difficult, and it wasn't anything like, oh, it's exactly like the Holocaust. Fuck you.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Are we fighting people? Yeah. What's happening?
No, check this out, dude.
Yeah.
We got fucking Aaron.
Whoop whoop.
I said how I don't want to go to Neiman's. They kick me out.
Mm-hmm.
That's because that's like I work by Neiman's, that I can go there to or from work. You know, so sometimes I go to fucking Neiman's because I like that store.
Right.
But fucking Nostalgia in the chat says go to Tenuda's. Go shop at Tenuda's. And then what this makes me think is like, yeah, maybe Tenuda's not my preferable store, but maybe like
grocery.
Let's fucking hype up the local grocer.
Dude,
as a team.
That's our move, dude.
As a team.
I think
let's go there,
let's
shop there.
Dude, yeah.
Start with local grocer, dude.
All that shit. We'll go, like, I think, like, ultimately, like, if we want any economy to be good, you have to start with, like, a local economy. And to even do that, like, fuck that. Just have a micro economy. Just figure out how to get 100 people figured out. Because that's the most that, like, you can comfortably give a shit about at one time. And then you're good to go. So if you can, like, you know... And then, I mean, that's the way, too, that, like, so if people want to be socialist, then get your 100 buddies and go try it out. And then if you got your, like, ultra, fucking do it. Like, but I think that's, you know, if we just team up in a way that benefits us, I don't know, that, I'm stoned. That's starting to, that's a little obvious.
Too good. Listen, it's too obvious. It's too good of an idea. It's, sometimes the best ideas are just... staring at you right in your face the whole time, but they look so stupid. Like you just want them to just leave you alone.
Well,
You know,
I
but
run
you know
into
what?
people, and they're like, "Well, I don't know how to do."
Let's all go to Tenutas, dude. Let's all shop at Tenutas.
Fuck yeah!
Like, hey, if you listen, this sounds so dumb, but it's like, hey, if you fucking listen to the Laser Daddy tonight, if you just fucking checking out the Laser Daddy stream tonight, like, I shop at Tenutas tomorrow because like 8 people in my chat, they're probably from Waterford. And they're like, yeah, I'll fucking go to Tenutas. Maybe I'll run into Laser Daddy. Maybe I'll run into Jenny Durden. Maybe Tenutas is just a cool spot because Laser Daddy likes a rabbit, dude. But like, let's get more people shopping at Tenutas or whatever the
they did have
fucking
good
proper
sandwiches.
grocer we choose, dude.
I remember they had good ass. Like, I would go in there for lunches and stuff when I was over on, because that was like where all the like Mason kids lived. They all had access to that place.
To Tenutas.
I'm over on the like.
Oh, Tenutas is Clarkston, where fucking the mug worked.
East.
Oh my god, I've been thinking Tenutas was fucking Kigo.
No.
But that's Felicis. And Felicis isn't even Kigo, it's Pontiac fucking Lake Road.
Yeah.
Felicis.
It's still there.
Felicis, dude. No, fuck no. Felicis is now like Orchard Foods or something.
That's kind of been my thing, is I go to... So for like a lot of my cheap makeup stuff, I go to all the beauty shops in Pontiac because those are the places to go.
Let's pick our favorite location. Let's pick our favorite grocer and let's hype them up. Until so many people buy groceries from like Tenutas or whatever.
You know who's great? Over by the lake, the lake in Waterford. Yeah, go fuck yourself, bud. By Elizabeth Lake. There's like 100 lakes for those of you.
It's the best, though. Elizabeth is the premier.
The town we live in has more water surface area than land surface area. We're all lake garbage, and it's wonderful. It's the best. But Grapes and Hops over by Elizabeth Lake has fantastic like shawarma rolls. They do good
Grapes and Hops?
Yeah, dude. And then there's another spot up the hill from them that is apparently killing it on the pizza game as well. And then on the corner there's like, let's look that up, because that whole road over by Elizabeth Lake, there's that place that...
Lakeview's on the corner.
Yeah.
Grapes and Hops is on Cass Elizabeth.
Yep.
Lakeview's on the corner. And I don't know what third you're talking about, but if we can get
I'm thinking of the one on Crescent Lake Road.
To get the sick idea of investing in the perfect property triangulated to their area on Cass Lake and like develop a spot.
Dude. They have such good food.
They'll give us free food for life for suggesting the idea to them. And also hooking them up with a fucking business deal.
It sounds sound.
Hey, but, yeah, it's a yandash for your hendash. It's a yandash for your hendash. Total, absolute, dominant move. Let's stay local. Let's keep it local.
I think that's the move. I think we stay like we do local businesses, and then we keep doing the local creator thing. And then if we find people in another town, we just tell them to start this in their town.
And then they're like, yeah, thank you for advising me that I'm now a millionaire. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm a millionaire too, but I'm just fucking hanging out in Waterford still being like...
Right. Well, that's like the whole idea with the Deployed from Detroit, like our veteran thing, is that ideally we'd like to have that set up just like do local stuff. Like we can only do so much. We don't want to do... it'd be great to do nationwide stuff. It'd be great. But hey now, that's just ridiculous. Let's do what we can here, and hopefully someone will steal our idea.
Gnarly. Super gnarly, dude.
Super.
This is a sick business meeting, dude.
Yeah, this is an interesting... I'm
going to throw it back up.
We used to plan so much shit on the previous episodes. And it's not that it's not a good idea to plan, but it is also nice to just see what... happens when you forego that idea. Start talking. Got cool people showing up. We got our new hombre from Australia.
Yandash, Hendash.
So, I don't know Spanish well enough to know if I got my pronouns right. We'll figure it out eventually. Then we got nostalgia like dual boxing running in between. Bah, 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 bah.
He loves the "don't come on me" idea.
Dude,
Hey,
it's
look at
pretty
this
rad.
sword. Look. I do love it so much for real. I'll wear a fucking
Okay.
"don't come on." Listen, I'll wear a "don't come on me" tank
I'll
top.
brag and I'll show my Instagram page. How do I do this and make it look good still? So let's maybe share screen. Go live with the sharing of the screen.
Play one of your most famous and most favorite videos.
Oh no. I don't know about the
No.
videos. How's this looking on your thing? Can you? Oh, you can't see. Oh,
It's divided itself up nicely. You know what I
hit
mean?
hit. Oh,
Oh, but I gotta watch the stream.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Blop.
Bop. Boom.
Now it's your Instagram where
Oh.
now you've taken. Who is Jenny Durden? Hey, baby, this is Jenny Durden. And they're just so sexy and alive tonight, and they're in your face.
Yeah, this is. I started this, and this is literally, except for today, because I haven't put it up yet. But this is every time I've put on makeup so far. So I am getting pretty good pretty quick. But I also did go to like art school and shit. So
You also did decide to document. Whoa, stop it. Stop right here.
okay.
Bottom left. First, yep, right there. Let's see that, baby. That's a nice. That's a picture of Steve. That
And that's me with full makeup on, but I'm in the light in such a way that you can't even see
the
it.
the lighting is as though it is a masterpiece of artwork.
Thanks, dude. This is art school. I just community college. I did go to the Savannah College of Art and Design, but I had to drop out when I got a head injury and I couldn't read anymore. I didn't think you had to read in art school. What a fucking crock that was.
Fuck that. Show me more pictures.
Boom.
And then also, since you're in control,
Mhm.
go to laserdaddy.com after this and pick a video and blast it.
This one seemed
Let's
to
see.
get a lot of, because I also post stuff to Reddit every now and again, or
I love
pretty
this
often.
one. I do love this one.
Thanks, man. This is my first shot at this kind of smoky look and trying to like get it figured out. And
It's perfect.
it really goes well like if you're trying to do an androgynous thing because it has like a very heavy look and you can use the weight of that. Like you can push the weight in and so, you know, with the more stark lines, you can push the masculine stuff, push it with the jawline and then soften it up with a few things here and there, like the pearls tucked in, and then instead of like a real beret using this kind of weird hat, it's more of a turban really in this thing. Like I don't know,
Well, the hat itself has a feminine accent, I feel like, which you display perfectly upon the contrast of the color of the jacket and your stark red lips and the just dominant mustachia line that your mustachio self creates, you know?
It is crazy because like
Great, great
I love it,
painting, great lighting. It's a sexy, very nice, beautiful picture.
and it's just with my
One
phone.
of your best. It's one of your best, babe.
Because like I've got people who are like, oh, I can't take pictures, I can't do videos. Like if you've got a phone, you're probably all set. Like,
Show me number 3.
it's insane these phones. Which one's number 3 here? What do we want to see?
What's your favorite? What's your third favorite?
Well, a lot of these too. So this one I like, and it's got some tucked into it. So this is a wig that I bought, and like I said, I like the option. I don't necessarily. I think if I was doing like a show or like some kind of specific performance, because it is a pain in the ass. Like if you've got actual hair, I don't know how you do it. It blows my mind. But like a thing I do is I like to always do my poses. I do a couple like but then I always like to make sure you know what you're dealing with at some point. And so there's always a few like I let the animal take some poses. And that always turns out fun.
It always turns you on.
Dude, it's a great time. And this is the same makeup too. This is this makeup but I went out to go have a smoke. And so I put on a jacket and I put on a hat and I'm like, oh, this looks kind of badass. And so I took a shot. And then so after I had my smoke, I finished and this is what I ended up with. And so it's that same look, but then I did a little bit of like zhuzhing up around the eyes. And that's kind of it. I added the hoops and then threw a shirt on, threw some hair on. Bada bing. So, like,
A bada bang, a bada boom, bad.
you can get a lot of use out of the same look. This one I like because it's one of my more mature blends that, like, but it's still definitely, I don't know, it's a more adult version of, like, my goth chick self. The shoes are off, but it is, I wear 13s, which is like a 15 in women's shoes. So it is in fucking possible to find footwear. I've been looking and looking and looking, and they want so much money. Probably because it takes a single individual cow per foot to wrap around my goddamn feet. But, you know, that's just how it goes.
How much fucking material to wrap them pants around that fucking big ass hog is?
That's why I like wearing skirts, bud. Well, the problem, too, is, like, I've got, so... Will be, hey now, folks, not safe for work. An early issue I ran into is it's difficult to hide. We won't zoom, but if you do zoom, you won't have to guess as to whether or not I was circumcised as a young man. And it's difficult to, because I don't want to tuck it, because again, I'm not trying to hide, I'm not trying to pass or nothing. But on the other hand, like, it's regrettably, shitty problem to have, I guess, but, like, it's regrettably prominent at times. And so I gotta figure out, like, what do I do with this?
You know what? The fact that it does make it more visual is also a thing. I'm so glad that I chose not to circumcise my children. They're fucking unshorn, dude. As pure as their fucking little tiny penises ever wanted to be, dude. They're just... the way they were supposed to be, and I love that, and I think they're going to grow to love it, and I think they're going to have nice little hogs when they grow up, and they're going to emerge when they're ready and they need to, and otherwise they're going to be covered in a nice, safe...
Well, people are getting...
piece of skin that is like, just makes... because you know what? You're right, dude. Not only is it vulnerable physically, but, like, yeah, you can definitely see the head of the motherfucker's penis in a pair of undies, but like if he was unshorn, dude, it probably, even if he didn't have a big old hog and you could tell it was there, so you was going to see the definition of his head.
I thought this photo of me was warped, because this is
a photo dude, I don't fucking even believe it, dude. 391.
These 398. That was the last I weighed myself before I started losing weight, like, and made the decision. I may have got to 400, but 398 was the last time I looked. Before I was like, we need to do something. So you can tell this isn't warped, even though my big fat face looks warped, because the tattoo is the same dimensions. The patches, they're all correct dimensions. The pockets are the correct, like, yeah, this isn't Photoshop. That's just my big fat ass tarped in a 4XL uniform.
Yandash, Haringash. Hey, when I think about 398, I think about myself as like 120 pounds heavier, 130 pounds heavier, pretty much. And I think that amount of weight would kill me.
Dude. Yeah. Dude,
I think I would die within months of carrying that much density around.
I for sure caught diabetes. I had diabetes.
Diabetes, baby.
And then they were like, you need to not have diabetes. Well, they didn't say that. They were like, they were going to give me the whole, like, here's, start taking these shots and start poking yourself. And I was like, fuck that. Is there anything I can do? And they're like, you can change your diet, maybe. I'm like, maybe's close. Let's go for that. And that's how I lost all my weight.
I'm like, hey, yo, doc, I'll try. Hopefully, I'll be like, hey, doc, I'll try, but hopefully the placebo effect kicks in.
Yeah, something better boost this.
Yeah. Are you sure I got a like sick ass weed strain to smoke to increase my fucking propensity to survive? Hey, will you do this for me?
What are we doing?
Just so I can take over your screen and
Oh.
fucking log the fuck off.
What are we
Will you
watching?
play a Laser Daddy video for me? Like, look at my Instagram.
Oh shit! My YouTube can't see any of this.
Oh,
Well, your show's been great.
oh,
I'm sorry for our
yeah.
watchers. You guys haven't seen any of my shit.
I
I
did kind of
apologize.
fucking maybe I hijacked it.
We've been
Actually,
no.
I was just kind of going with the flow of what you were blasting out.
Well, it's good though, because
I'm
on the
just
other hand,
capturing it
like
better.
I think we should do this more often, and us fucking it up
Fun.
this time means we'll know what to catch next time. Hopefully, we'll remember.
Make it better, dude.
Yeah,
It's fun to fucking play with a screen like this. The magic of OBS and
yeah, dude.
Discord working together right now.
Because this would be fun, like, because I want to figure out what games I wouldn't mind streaming. Like, I like to play weird solo games like City Skylines and like, but I also like to play on like Valheim and stuff. But people have been kind of off that. I don't know. I got Warhammer, or was it Warcraft? Well, and I don't know. I do all kinds of shit.
Hey, check this out. Are you ready for this? I'm sorry, I interrupted you,
I'm ready for this.
but I gotta
I'm
do
worth
it.
interrupting.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to sleep. It's too late.
Oh shit! It is
Let's talk about a game
game.
where it's like open world sandbox game, whatever. But like you're a god,
Yeah.
but you're also like a god that like either like comes to this planet or discovers he is a god or something at like this time in life where there are like towns, but also like big cities and shit. Like and like you just like exist among this community or this like map.
I think there was a game like that called Black and White, either late '90s or early thousands. I think I played both of. I think there was a Black and White and a Black and White 2.
I just like give it make the perfect game about having god powers,
It was,
but
weird.
also like give you and yourself a chance to exist among a community first before you get the powers.
Oh,
Maybe
I guess it's more like Godzilla's.
Maybe start it before you get the powers and develop the powers with which in whichever community you
Oh, okay.
end up in.
So I got to show, because we were going to show. Hopefully you clip this into something more reasonable, because you're good at that. So also, folks, I'll show on my stream. I can do that pretty easy. Oh, here's another way. Oh, that's not it at all. Let me do this. Oh, that's an easy way of doing it. So this is Daniela Violet. If you want to find her on Instagram, and she's the one who helped me out figuring out what my vocabulary is, what kind of brushes and stuff to use. She does a really good job with hair, does a really good job with makeup. She is my Obi-Wan Kenobi of this stuff. So check her out if you want to.
Wow, you're Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Dash, Habadash, younger than Hoya Dash.
Boom. So we'll do that next time I have to show stuff. Hey, ho.
Yeah,
Learning as we go.
I gotta go to sleep.
All right, buddy. Well,
Love
gang,
you.
thanks so much for hanging out. Our buddy from Australia. We got Nostalgia. You got your whole gang there hanging out. Thanks, gang. I appreciate you making this easy. It should be easy.
And making it worth it, baby. Just all it takes is one. And it's worth it. Imagine if it was thousands and thousands.
That'd be a party.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. That was awesome. And then, so hopefully what we've got to on the School Leadership and Madness, we're going to get Iggy and Paul back on. They've got all kinds of drama going on in their life that they need to deal with. And veterans are a lot like cats. You just need to let them hide under their porch, and they'll come out and let you know when they're okay. So that's where. So if you haven't seen too much of the School Leadership and Madness, The cat's under the porch, and I'm busy getting dressed up like this. So.
Oh, listen, Karen hung out with us the whole time, dude.
Hell yeah, thanks,
Look
Karen.
at her go, dude. Hey, God's bless you. All of them, or your favorite one.
You can pick. That's fun.
Sometimes they'll say some shit like. Sometimes they'll be out there just gonna be like, "Hey, God's bless you." And I'm like, "Hey, there's only one," and someone will be like, "Hey, there's only one." And I'll be like, "All right, well, it's your favorite one, whatever."
So we had this kid in my office when I was in the Air Force, and he was a weird feller, and I won't give his name out, and I won't blame him for being weird because he grew up in a weird environment. We were sitting there one day, and I was cussing and swearing like I do. And
yeah, it was hooting tooting.
I said something like, "God damn it!" And he's like, hey, "Sarge, I get away. Like I don't mind you using the other curse words and stuff, but could you not use the Lord's name in vain?" And I was like, "What the fuck makes you think I'm talking about your God?" And he was just like, "What?" That was fun. He got out. Oh no, he transferred. He ended up working for the TSA. So good kid though. He had a good spirit. He just had shitty mentors. That's usually, if you run into a dickhead, you're gonna find that they just had a really bad mentor at some point.
I have had like people that I have been the manager of at my current job, like young kids who come through and they'll be all trying to like smoke weed all the time and shit, and like
can't blame them. It's
yeah, but for sure. But like I also like I don't know, like when I first started like encountering these kids and their habits, and I just tried to guide them into a better way. And be like, hey, at least you ain't got to do this at work fucking all the time. Or like, well, like, yeah, for sure. But then, like, when I realize that, like, sometimes I still do it, I'm like, hey, well, guess what, motherfucker? Sometimes I do too. Well, and they're like, yeah. But, like, you just gotta, some people just need just a little guidance. Not a lot.
And not everybody has to take the advice. Like, you can give advice all day and they don't take it, but, like, there's still the benefit of, like, at a minimum, that's in the back of their head now. Where, like, even if they're ignoring it, now they're ignoring it. Whereas they didn't have that thing to ignore before. And then 20 years from now, they're like, you know what, he's fucking right. I'm going to go ahead and just not do this.
But hopefully you're, like, a cool enough dude to where it only takes, like, a couple months.
One would hope. But, I mean, like, this whole thing, I didn't come to this whole thing that, like, I am what I am until like I was 37.
Hey, well, guess what? I've been having sex with females for like 19 years, and one specific one for like 15 or more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like just this whole past year, I've finally learned like how to do it right.
Yeah, I had a regrettable head start, but like when you figure that out, man. But like, so well, I don't know. You're trying to get out of there, but like, so we're definitely gonna have to do another episode on this a little bit more. I don't know if it even needs to be coherent because we're trying to wrangle, the 4 or 5 talkers in me plus whatever, and so. But like, because maybe I don't know, maybe the next episode we can drill down on a specific thing, because this is basically just introducing the idea that, like, okay, this is a thing, and then so do we want to do an episode that's just on gender, and then do one that's just on dissociative identity disorder, and like they're connected in my case, but they're not, connected out there in the open world per se.
Here's an interesting idea. Is like, I don't know, but also tell me through social media what Steve thinks and what through Jenny thinks, and maybe the fucking animal himself even has a profile. Like, why don't you bring here's the question. Which identities are you willing to bring to the virtual world? Because me, I feel like I got one big identity into the virtual world, and I think there may be a day where it comes more important than my physical identity is my virtual one. You know what I'm saying? So like
Well, I almost think like I think I
What
want
if
to
you
lead with Jenny, but I mean we are Legion, but I think I just want to call the Legion Jenny, just
play?
because to like give her because Legion's a bit creepy too. If like we are Legion, and you're like, oh fucking, that's not normal. I mean, let's be serious, but like, um, I don't know. I think that might be the fun branding of it. Plus, Jenny Durden's a cool name. I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's cool and it's sexy and
And
it's
if
hard. It's
anybody
tough.
gets the like Forrest Gump Fight Club joke, then their head's gonna be like, oh shit. Because like, dude, I had a moment where like, if you recut Forrest Gump to where like he's running through the fountain in front of the Washington Monument, and then Jenny's running to him, and then all of a sudden they meet, but then it's just Forrest by himself in the middle of the fountain, and then everyone's like, what's this? That's kind of me. Less than the guys fighting in the parking lot. Mine was a little more like, oh, I'm just a hillbilly who is also a hillbilly lady.
Yours is more like, oh, hello. Maybe I'm Forrest
Ooh.
Gump just surviving.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman. You know that song is written by Tammy Wynette, who was married to George Jones, the possum. I love
Well, if
George
you
Jones,
even think that I
but
know
George
that song
Jones
in the first place,
used to
on your
whoop
mind.
the. You don't know "Stand by Your Man" by Miss Tammy Wynette?
Come on, dude. I don't even know "Stand by Me" by fucking Floyd Logger Wright, dude.
So close. Samsonite. Oh.
Real close. Real close. I gotta go to sleep. Sweet
All right,
dreams,
bud.
motherfucker. It's 3 a.m.
We're out. Thanks, gang, for making this easy and fun and wonderful. And my wigglies. Hey, love you.
So sexy, baby. Sweet dreams.
Nighty night, gang.
Oh my god.
Where's my buttons? There's too many screens.